Good evening, Morinville, and welcome to the Channel 8 Morinville Evening News with your host, You're a Cunt! On tonight's show, sorry we're late, children are assholes, and we got plenty of them in our neck of the woods, so let's get right to the news for you folks. The yuppies are invading, and they are complaining. And look at the damage they've caused. We're gonna look into it with Mike Hunt. And also, on tonight's show, the Porta Potty Solution. You're not going to believe what the town's got in store for us to do our business. It's a pretty crazy idea. Mike looks into that as well. And in a secret society, Morinville Facebook group. It's all about free speech. Somebody's hating on the memes. We're going to look into that as well. Anyways, here we go. Morinville Channel 8 News with your host, You're a Cunt!
Good evening, Morinville and area. How are you all doing? It's the Channel 8 Morinville Evening News, and I am your host, You're a Cunt! How are you all doing this evening? Tonight's top story and lead investigation has to deal with yuppies, young urban professionals, and why they have infested our town with their trivial cosmopolitan complaints. This caught our attention after Morinville resident Dave Uhal took to the Morinville Rant and Rave page to complain that too many yuppies have moved into our tiny farming community of 9,000 people. Huh. Furthermore, Dave Uhal, pictured here not doing anything yuppie related whatsoever, also complained that yuppies complain too much about trivial big city things like lines being painted on the road, dog parks having gopher holes, and weeds and grass clippings. Things that are common in every single small farming community in Alberta. Well, our astute team here at Channel 8, Mike Hunt, decided to have a look at what's going on in our community, how the yuppies are affecting it, and how one small town in central southern Alberta is dealing without yuppies in their vicinity. Mike?
In 3, 2, 1. That was a crazy windstorm today, Yurik. I've been outside all day following it. Hopefully this isn't blowing into my microphone too much. I am standing in the nexus of the universe in Morinville, Alberta at 100th Street and Grandin Avenue, where, as you can see, the yuppie flu has infested this tiny farming town of 9,000 people. The yuppies have brought with them their high-end pizza joints, their cosmopolitan nail salons, and their highfalutin subways. And as you can tell, this town is suffering desperately from all the complaining that they're doing.
I'm not sure what they're complaining about. Who needs lines on the roads?
We have excellent maintained dog park!
We also have beautiful properties that adorn our main street and our suburbs, like South Glens. So I decided to head down to beautiful Bentley, Alberta, a small little tiny farming town, to see what life was like. But first I had to escape the weeds that infested Highway 2 between Morinville and St. Albert. I had to get down to Bentley to see what life was like living without the yuppie regime. Dogs running around wild, no lines on the roads. I just wanted to see what it was like. But then I found out they got it bad.
In 3, 2, 1. Yurik, I'm standing here in the bustling burg of Bentley, Alberta, nestled beautifully in the Blind Man Valley, which unfortunately can't be seen today, thanks to all the hippie pot smokers in BC and their smoke drifting in. Now, as you can tell, this tiny farming town has already been hit by the yuppie flu.
Nestled beautifully in the Blind Man Valley, the model town of Bentley has been hit hard. They have lines going into town and out of town. 2 of them, in fact, so you're not confused. And here was the giveaway. Their highfalutin subway. And look at that, a dog on a leash. 2 of them, in fact. What is it with this town in twos? Churches have been taken over. The kite guys. Kites. And very old sidewalks. Very clean of clippings and debris. Older properties are well maintained even when they're decrepit. It's amazing what these yuppies are accomplishing. Oh, but wait a minute, they haven't got the Monkey Top Saloon. What a gorgeous place. Here, I have actually found some yuppies out of their surroundings. And I was finally asked a question after nobody wanted to appear on camera. And that question was,
Are you working for Google?
I don't know where to go here. Well, Yurik, as you can see, Bentley, Alberta, the beautiful town in the Blind Man Valley, has been hurt in 3, 2, 1. Well, Yurik, as you can see, beautiful Bentley, Alberta, nestled deeply in the Blind Man Valley, has been hit hard by the yuppie flu. I can't imagine the complaints that are going to happen when this town hits 3,000 people, let alone 9,000 people like what we have in our beautiful neck of the woods. Anyways, it's been great being out here in the middle of nowhere. I'm Mike Hunt for Channel 8, Morinville Evening News. Back to you, Yurik. Let's go to the monkey top and have a beer. It's bullshit.
Is he done yet? Yes? Oh, that was a very interesting report, Mike, on the damage that yuppies can do to small farming towns in Alberta. And now, on to our next story. Porta potties. Where are they, Morinville? Another resident wanted to know why there are no porta potties at the splash park. So Mike Hunt, who just is everywhere at the moment, happened to stop on by the splash park to find out what the town's going to do about the porta potty situation. Mike.
In 3, 2, 1. Yurik, I'm standing at the splash park here in Morinville, Alberta, where people are dismayed at the fact there are no porta potties to do their onesies and their twosies, their poo-poos and their pee-pees and their cacas. They can't do them here, and they don't know what to do. They're hoping the town can do something about it. Well, we have found out through secret sources. The town has a plan. As you can see, Yurik, these fields and parks are devoid of any kind of porta potties. Well, the town has a plan to change all of that, filling them with hundreds in a matter of days, using the Richardson ground squirrel, commonly known as the gopher in these parts. The plan is to relocate the population out of the dog parks and bring them on over to our parks. This alleviates two problems: dogs breaking their ankles and people not having a place to do their poo-poos and their cacas and their pee-pees. So, when the gophers get here, fill a hole and do us all proud. And as you can tell, the town even came up with a temporary solution. Here it is. It's very simple. You recommend this tool. You dig a hole, wipe her up, fill it in. That's right, folks. It's the new campaign. Dig a hole, wipe it up, and fill it in. Way to go, Morinville. Well, Yurik, as you can see, the town of Morinville is on top of this situation. And hey, there's nothing wrong with this. Kind of find it pretty cool, actually. It's ecologically sound and fertilizes the ground at the same time for all of our kids to play in these soccer fields. Thanks again for sending me out on such an intriguing rant on the Rant and Rave. I'm Mike Hunt, Channel 8, Morinville Evening News. Back to you, Yurik.
And to Morinville Confessions news. Somebody isn't happy in a secret group. They're not happy that people are putting up memes. Far too many memes. So many memes that it's driving them crazy. Well, we hope that whatever happens in that small little group, that the memes slow down. Because this person is clearly unstable if they can't handle a few memes flashing in front of their face. We'll find out more about that next week. Well, that wraps up another episode of the Channel 8 Morinville Evening News with your host, Yurik Hunt. I'm pretty loaded at the moment, and I'd like to take this moment to check in with my brother Mike to see what's happening on next week's episode. Mike, what's going on?
3, 2, 1. Yurik, on next week's episode, I'm going to delve into the issue of why dick-headed photo radar operators get to park the way they do, and how much longer we have to deal with their dick-headed practices. That's coming up next week on the Channel 8 Morinville Evening News with Mike and Yura Cunt.
Well, dickhead's pretty nice. I'd call them sucking motherfucking. Anyways, thanks, Mike. I can't wait to check in on that and see your inevitable arrest. We hope you've had a great time this week, and we can't wait for you to join us next week, where we delve into all kinds of crazy issues that come up in our awesome, fun, little tiny farming community of 9,000 people. Can't wait to see you next week. Have a good one. Bye-bye.